I'm James Knott, coming to you from the Columbus Beerfest. We have Patrick Kelleher from Neil House Brewery, and he's going to tell us a little bit about why is an event like this important for a brewery like yours? Here's a pretty new, pretty small brewery still.
Right. Well, the event's important for our brewery especially because it gives us an opportunity to get some of our beers out there and our cider for people to try, get our name out. I also think it's important for the kind of craft brew industry as a whole, because we're still kind of dealing with the stereotype of, oh, you make alcohol, so people just are going to go get drunk and be stupid. But it's a chance for people to come try our beers in a very responsible and very upscale fashion. So
yeah.
It gives us a chance to connect with people and people a chance to try our beers in a really good setting.
Now, your brewery's only been open less than 2 years, and basically you're brewing in really small batches, like 10 or so gallons, right?
Well, yeah, we were doing 1 barrel batches, which is 31 gallons, but we just bought some new equipment, so we'll be upgrading. We will be doing 3.5 barrel batches, which for me seems like quite a lot, but compared to basically every other brewery in the country, it's still pretty small.
Yeah. So opening the brewery, is that a pretty stressful experience, or are you just so driven you could overlook the stress?
It's a hard question to answer. I mean, it's very stressful. There's a lot of stuff going on, but I mean, I really love what I do, and I opened the brewery, just got married, my wife's pregnant. I mean, really, if I can handle this, I can pretty much handle anything. We're doing all right.
Brewing such small batches, like to keep up with demand, I mean, do you just work like insane hours?
My wife thinks so.
When do you have time to be married?
Sundays.
Sundays?
Sundays. No, it's a lot of work, but fortunately my family, both my side and my wife and her side of the family, have been very, very supportive. And so while I do work pretty much insane hours, I do, we make it happen. I've got a lot of support, and within the last, actually just a little over a year ago, my brother came on and started working with me, and he's an incredibly talented guy, and he's really helped kind of mitigate that. So he and I both work a lot, but as a result, we work less than if it was just one of us doing it alone.
Yeah. What separates Neil House Brewery from like the plethora of breweries that are opening up?
The awesomeness.
The awesomeness?
The awesomeness, really. It's mostly, I guess it's sort of a signature style in that every brewer has their own approach to beer. And for me, I try and do something new. And I know that that's kind of a really pompous cliche thing that everyone says. But I just basically brew what I enjoy, what I have fun with. And so far that has been what sets us apart. And the other thing is that doing the small batches has given me the opportunity to really just try something. It's like, oh, well, I'm going to try this. If it works out, it's great. People like it. And if it doesn't work out, it wasn't very much beer anyways.
Now, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but you're kind of most known for your cider.
Yes.
Is that true? And then is that always your intention?
Well, yes and no. We are definitely very well known for our cider because, again, it talks about I try to do things that are new and that make me, they really excite me. And I started experimenting with an apple cider originally, but and it was good. But there's a lot of apple ciders. There's no reason for me to market or really release an apple cider. There's plenty of them out there. But I started then playing around with different things, and I started doing a cranberry cider, and it was very, very good, and that was unique. And I thought, all right, let's go with that. And people have really, really liked it. The beers, I've had a little bit more of a constraint on. This new equipment will let me brew a lot more. but previously I'd not had the capacity. So I brew some things like our Imperial Rye IPA, and then the couple different things that I'm about to release, but I haven't been able to do much with the beer. So our Bourbon Barrel Imperial Stout has been well received. The Imperial Rye IPA has done very well. Our Hefeweizen won an award. So we're definitely, I would say that our best seller, the one we're best known for, is our cider. But we're doing some interesting things with the beer, and we're starting to build at least I think, but I mostly deal with our products. We're starting to build a reputation for the beers as well.
What do you do to hype Neil House Brewery? I mean, like, do you market a lot, or do you have time to market?
And there you've hit on the crux of the issue, if you will. Our number one marketing scheme is, if you brew it, they will come. And I'm just trying to brew really, really good beer and the cider. And so far, word of mouth has been our number one thing. I try to keep a presence on Facebook and Twitter. I do an okay job, but really, with all the brewing and especially with upgrading our equipment, trying to keep up with demand and everything, I don't really have time for much in the way of a formal marketing scheme. I just hope that the beer sells itself, really.
And one last question, do you self-distribute, or do you have a distributor?
No, since last March, we signed up with Superior Beverage. They've been doing a really good job for us so far. And it's been helpful just because I had the choice, really, between either I could brew the beer or I could deliver the beer. I just didn't have time to do both, Right. Some breweries, they hire some people, some sales reps, some delivery drivers. We're too small. It's me and my brother,
Yeah.
I don't have the manpower to do both, so I chose, I'm going to focus on brewing the beer and trying to develop some great recipes. And so Superior's done very, very well distributing it for us, and it's really opened a lot of doors.
Nice. All right, Patrick.
Hey, thank you very much.
Yes, good talking to you. Patrick Kelleher with Neil House Brewing. I'm James Knott. This is your Better Beer Authority, and tune in for more great brewer interviews in the coming weeks. Thanks.
Better Beer Authority, Better Beer Authority, Better Beer Authority.